Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're having a great day. I am getting ready to clean my makeup brushes. And I know that a couple of you have asked me how I do it. I'm not really sure how everybody else does it, but when you see how I do it, it's really simple. It's just time consuming. And to be honest, it's a pain in the ass. So we're gonna clean these. The first thing I do is I lay out towels and I separate the brushes. These are the ones that are used every day and are extremely dirty. These are double-ended brushes. These are cream. These are eye brushes. And these are ones that have maybe been used once or twice. They're not real dirty. Like this one, you can't even tell. But I know for a fact when I did my full elf face, I used this for powder. I think I have everything I need. I use rubber gloves. I know. Then I have a pad that has little sticky things in it. I have no idea where I got this. I actually think it was a gift. You just stick it down in the bottom of your sink. You're going to see that. I have a glass measuring cup. I like to use glass because it's not porous. So then none of the makeup kind of soaks in. Like if you use a plastic or something, then you can't reuse it for something else. So I know that I can clean this and I can sterilize it and I can still use it in my kitchen. Okay. I have Dawn dish liquid, the blue kind. This is the one I like. And I have olive oil, any brand. And hold these. I have one of these Daddy something sponge. If I can find exactly what it was, then I'll leave it down below. And I have a drying rack. It comes in 3 pieces and you can easily store it in a drawer. Love it. Wish it was bigger and wish it held more brushes. That's the only complaint that I have for it. And I believe I got mine off of Wish and it was free with just a couple of bucks for shipping. The first thing that I do is to put on a rubber glove. And I just noticed that I have a mess over there in that corner. Disregard that. I put on a glove. You don't have to. This is just me. I don't like when my fingers get all wrinkly. I don't know. Okay, now these are my beauty blenders, my makeup sponges. I'm gonna bring you down just a bit. You see this? And I just put them in that glass. Oh, not that one. I just put that in here. We're gonna turn just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. This is instant hot water and cold. And then this is obviously just regular water. So what I do is I just put enough in here to wet them all. Give them a real good kind of squeeze. You can actually even start to see the makeup is starting to come out already. Then I go over here to my instant hot water. The reason why I don't do the hot water the very first time is because then I wouldn't be able to put my fingers in it even with a glove on. It wouldn't work. So then I just take my blue liquid Dawn and a healthy dose. Can you say that? There you go. And I just squeeze, not real hard, but firm. Because you don't want to tear them up, you just want to clean them. But can you see the color of the foundation and the concealer that is already coming off on that? So then, I just let these sit over here and hang out and talk amongst themselves. Then, I take a paper plate and I put some dish liquid in it. And if you've seen my previous video, I had the impressed nails on. I took them off to do this. They did not peel or lift, or I didn't have to repair them or anything. I'm totally sold on them things. I'm going to start with some of the ones that really need some heavy duty cleaning. Wet my mat and stick it down here. I think we're going to change angles. Realized that I was not filming. So, this is the oil. Make sure I'm filming. We're just going to dab it in here, not soak it. And then we're going to dab it in here, not soak it, turn our water on, take our sponge, wet the brush, and clean. And clean, 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 and clean. Now, I have mentioned before that Wet n Wild brushes are not the easiest things to clean because, and I'll tell you, can you see that that is still has foundation, concealer, I don't know, bronzer maybe, contour, I don't know what I use this for, powder. But you see, you can't really get all up in there without tearing up the brush. So, even though these only cost $1, I still like to keep them because I actually like the brushes. So I just kind of wipe it on the side there. And then I give it a healthy soak. Squeeze a little of the excess out, and then it's going to sit over here with its sister on my sink. Right there. So, again, oil. Now, I don't use oil on all my brushes. I only use the oil on the ones that are caked up and are used every day. That's why I separate them in the beginning. Look at that. And then the best thing about using a sponge is you just rinse it right out. Some more Dawn, rub it around the edges, rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. And then she's going to sit over here on the other side of the sink. Oil, Dawn, and scrub, and scrub, and scrub, and scrub. I still have this mat down here somewhere. Let's rinse it off. All right, you see the mat? I still have the mat down here. And I can still use this like this. And this mat is really good, and I'll show you. It has little textures and grooves and all that. It's really good for smaller brushes. But for the bigger brushes, and especially the ones that I'm using the oil on, and the reason why I use the oil is because, number one, it breaks down all of that foundation and cream and all that crap that you put in here. And number two, it conditions the brush. It makes it nice and soft without leaving it oily. I used on my brushes one time, I used Skin So Soft because I thought, hey, I like the smell of this better than I do the olive oil, so we're going to try it. Don't try it. I tore my brushes up. They all started falling apart. I had to get new brushes. Yeah, it was the whole thing. Make sure that you get all of that out of the brush. All that soap. Alright. Okay guys, I will be back and show you what I do after I get them clean and how I dry them and all that good stuff. Somebody seriously should invent disposable brushes. We have one brush that's clean. Okay, real quick. These are my color switch brush cleaners, whatever you want to call them. This is the one that's from Ulta. The middle comes right out. And then I take the scratchy section out. And that is gross. So I take alcohol and wipe that all out to disinfect it, because you can't really scrub it, it's tin. And I take this and I put it right in the mixture that we have our beauty blenders. And this one doesn't have a little insert, but see all that? That's what comes off your brushes. And it just looks like that. So now I dump this, give it a good squeeze, and put more water in it. You can tell even they're starting to get clean. This one is an It's an Ulta Beauty Sponge. It was white. No, don't get a white beauty blender because it will never be white again. Hi guys. This is real life, guys. This is allergies are acting up, so I have essential oils on. This is I can't put my contacts in. This is I've got my hair up in a mask because it's hair wash day. Okay, let's acknowledge that I look nothing like this in the beginning of the video. It is the next day. While I was in the middle of doing my brushes, and of course filming, I had a call, which if you've seen my previous video, I recently had a mammogram. And I got a call while I was in the middle of doing my brushes that they want me to come in for a magnification mammogram. So just pray for me, guys. That's all I ask. Please, if you believe, I know what I believe. I don't know what you believe, but I know what I believe, and I believe in the power of prayer. So just please pray for me, okay? All right. Now that that's out of the way, yes, I got a glove on again, and I'm going to show you what I did after. I told you that I had some brushes that need to be repaired. This is what happens when the water gets down in here. It just loosens up the glue. It doesn't really affect the bristles unless the water gets down in here or down in there. So all I do is I put hot glue, just a couple of little dabs right around here, and push it in and let it sit. That's it. This is, I looked it up, is a Scrub Daddy. And you can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond, at Target. I don't know if Walmart has them, but they're less than $5. And to me, they're worth every penny. This did come off of Wish, and it was $3. The product itself was free, and then you paid the $3 shipping. Now, remember, and this is batch 2, because, you know, it takes a gazillion years and 5 million days to wash all this stuff. But this is batch 2, so these are just here soaking. And they're pretty much, when you take them out of their little bath, they're pretty much clean. But what I like to do is I like bar soap. This is my favorite. It's the Dove Sensitive Skin. I like this. It's easy to rinse out of your brushes. And it smells good. But in a pinch, I have been known to use hotel soaps. Yes, I'm that girl. When we leave the hotel, I collect everything I can get my greedy little hands on. But all I do, I'm going to bring you down here. All I do is turn the water on. Make sure that the beauty blender, sponge, whatever you want to call it. This is actually an e.l.f. one. I believe it's their sculpting one. But I wet the soap. And then I just put it directly on the soap, on where you see the makeup. Just rub it around. And then I just use my thumb to wash it out. This is one of those sponges that is harder than a regular sponge, and it doesn't really expand wet. But it's not a foundation sponge. It is a sculpting sponge. So to sharpen up that contour and bronzer and all that stuff that you've seen me do. So we're going to be trying this. This is new. I haven't used it before. I'm going to set that out there. Okay, then I just realized that in my background there's my big old pot. I'm making some homemade chicken soup. You know, when you're not feeling the greatest, chicken soup just kind of makes it better a little bit. All right, so out of the pile of brushes, I just picked some random ones. Now, normally I do this on the same day that I wash them because these are all dry. And I've already done this to the majority of them. These are the only ones I have left. But I take some paper towels. And again, I don't know how everybody else does it. This is how I do it. And I take some rubbing alcohol. I just get this at the Dollar Tree. and I just pour some rubbing alcohol on my paper towel. And even though this side of the brush is nice and clean because we've washed it, the rest of the brush still is icky and dirty because you can't wash it underwater. So what I do is I take my paper towel and I wash off the handles of my brushes. And that way, if there's any residue of makeup or soap residue even, it just cleans them off. So then, while they're still wet, and after I do that, I take my stand and I put my brushes in here like this. And then I just stand it up, leave it overnight, and you wake up in the morning and they're all dry. That's it. Then lastly, remember these little tins? The color switch? Again, I just take some rubbing alcohol. I have cleaned these with soap and water, but there's really no need. You just clean that up like that. It gets rid of all that gunk that's in there. I clean the outside of it. It's all clean. Okay guys, we have reached the conclusion of another video. So thank you for spending some time with me. I'll see you in my next video.